I think the Doctor would make an excellent YouTuber. Did you see the way he delivered that broadcast? Man, I would subscribe. I would subscribe. Hola amigos, Crispy Bro here, and yes, thank you so much for sticking around and watching these reviews. Today, we are reviewing episode 8 of series 10, The Lie of the Land.
So Crispy, what were your overall thoughts?
I've watched this episode twice now, and I'm still not quite sure how I feel. There's no denying that the first, 20 minutes of this episode was pretty darn fantastic, and that's probably the most exciting Doctor Who I've seen in a while. But the ending just didn't quite stick the landing for me. The whole thing with Bill's mum and her being like, Bill, I don't know, I can see how that would look great on script, but I don't know if it translated to screen quite as they hoped. It was a bit cheesy, a bit corny. But yeah, I don't know, because the first section, the first 20 minutes is very gritty and very real, and oh my gosh, the stakes are high, and then at the end it's kind of corny, corny Doctor Who, and I wasn't expecting this to go in the corny Doctor Who direction, so I don't know.
Was there anything new in this episode?
Well, we had a world taken over by the monks, and they're all shooting propaganda and making them believe that they've been here for ages and they were hanging out with Albert Einstein. But what were they doing? What was their motivation? Why did they want to be on Earth? Why did they want to take over Earth? If you guys have any theories as to why they would want to, please let me know in the comments below, because they didn't really explain that.
Do you have a favorite scene?
I have a few, actually. There's no denying that this episode is incredibly well shot. Well done to the director. I believe he directed the last 2 episodes of Class, and they're pretty darn good, those episodes. But yeah, so I love the sequence when they go into the pyramid and they're all listening to Bill's voice, and everything goes kind of slow-mo and kind of muffled. That was intense, and I love that. And the final scene with Michelle Gomez being, very, very sad, very real, or is she real? Who knows? I don't know.
Do you have a favorite quote?
My favorite part is when the Doctor is doing his crazy laugh. That'll be my favorite quote. He's just like, ha 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 ha. He goes insane.
Were there any flaws in this episode?
Well, as I said, the monk's intentions were never explained, and that kind of annoyed me. However, I do have a feeling that we might see them again. And the whole mum saves the day thing, as I said before, kinda just wasn't doing it for me.
Were there any moments that made you go, what?
That bloody clickbait regeneration Capaldi did, what a prank. I remember watching that being like, oh my god. Whoa, oh, are we actually doing something now? Is this legit? Okay, because it was really well done. They made it kind of emotional. It was slow. He looked at his hand, that one went, and then that one went, and then boom. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're actually doing a proper regeneration. Then he just goes, and I was like, okay, well, that's great. Is that just a thing that he can do now? Do these funny pranks for Bill? These regeneration pranks for Bill and everyone watching? It's annoying.
Did you cry during this episode?
No, I did not cry. But in that very scene, Pearl Mackie's acting is superb. That's probably the best I've seen her all season. When she's the past few months have been really hard for me, and she's all like, is this real? That was real emotion. That's acting. That's proper acting. Well done, Pearl. Well done.
What would you give this episode out of 10?
I would have to give The Lie of the Land a 7 out of 10. It was enjoyable Doctor Who, but didn't quite stick the landing I thought it would. But it was excellently directed, and the first 20 minutes are pretty darn flawless. But my opinion doesn't matter, yours does, so please let me know in the comments below what you thought of this episode. I would love to read them. As you can see on screen now are some of my favorites from last week. Thank you so much for commenting. And hey, while you guys are here, why don't you go and check out my Whovians video I did just a few days ago. It's pretty cool. I like it. It was great. It was a really good experience. And yeah, please like this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you very, very shortly. Allons-y!
Hello, I'm the Doctor. And you should subscribe to Crispy right now. Do it. What's the harm? Just click subscribe. It's easy, it's simple. Thank you.